Hi, Alex.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for joining us. Do you like it?
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, we made a boys' room, I guess, a man cave.
Yeah, this for sure is a man cave.
Most definitely. I hope you don't mind if we record this because
No problem.
we like the feeling that you have, and I'm going to use this opportunity and invite you when you come to the Balkans, to Belgrade. Please, we'll be more than happy to host you here.
Perfect.
Thank you, and thank you for your time. I mean, this means a lot to us, and I'm really grateful because we're super excited. You have to know, we are all of us. There's a team of 3 people recording, and everybody's just like super excited because we have you as a guest in our studio, which we are obviously really proud of. So thank you so much once again.
No problem.
And don't mind me looking over my shoulder because the TV is over there. So I'm like looking over there, but I'm going to be watching the camera. So thank you so much once again. And if you don't mind, we can start. And I hope we can do a relaxed interview because I guess you've done a lot of them so far.
Yeah, I've actually been doing quite a lot of interviews on the Zoom and the Skype, but it's good fun. It's good fun. And it's a strange situation at the minute. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, that's one of the questions actually, because you have, I guess you have had more interviews than any time in your career because you're probably available all the time. I guess, I don't know, but is that the situation at the moment?
Yeah, but to be honest, it's been really nice to, like I say, chat to you guys, chat
Cool.
to some more people because there's not. No, I'm just sat at home. I do some training and some other things, but I have not so much to do. So it's nice to interact with people and speak about the race.
Great, and this is the first time we get to talk to you because usually we don't go to Superbike races. We cover MotoGP, but we love motorcycling. So when actually they told us, "Would you like to talk to Alex?" we were like, "Of course, we would like to talk to Alex because this is an amazing opportunity." And once again, thank you for your time. And I'll try and talk about a lot of stuff while you have the time for us. One of the things is about the training. Everybody's training, but we spoke with Amerik Vinales a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to ask you, the Superbike does not have an official game, but are you practicing maybe these?
Yeah, I've been practicing with the MotoGP game.
Great.
It's been quite good fun, but also I've been practicing with the Formula One game, which has been quite good. So with the car game, because on the PlayStation with the Formula One game, it's so fast, so it's good for the reactions.
Oh, nice. Do you see the seat? The play seat is over there. And we have a Darth Vader helmet also. So once you come here, you can show us. We won't show anybody if you don't like. You can teach us. And would you like, actually, are you having any plans to go racing against the guys in Formula One on Twitch or something like that?
No, but this is why I was practicing, because I've seen that there's been many people from other sports that have been doing the Formula One races. It's been quite cool actually to watch.
Yeah, yesterday. I don't know if you've seen Monaco yesterday, but it was...
Everybody crashed.
Yeah, it was super crazy. But I think they should... Do you think they should let them have damages on their cars? Because like this, it's like an arcade almost.
Yeah, it was I think they should be, because yesterday was too much really.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're just doing basically a pinball. Just go into the barriers and then you'll take out the opponent and go racing away.
Yeah, this is not good. But
yeah, do you like games?
They're trying to do something which is nice.
Oh, but do you like video games in your regular life? I mean, do you have the time when the season starts?
Honestly, in a normal season, I don't play so much the video games. Just in the last 7-8 weeks, I've been playing a lot more than normal because of the situation. But
everybody has been playing.
Everybody's been doing the same, yeah.
But it's a good excuse. Like, baby, I have to do this. It's my job now. I have to play video games.
Yeah, I'm not sure the wife agrees. It's going to help me on my bike, but I tried anyway. I tried to explain to her.
But look, it's the reflexes. We do it because of the reflexes, nothing else.
Yeah.
It's not so much fun. It's actually exercise.
It's my job.
Of course, but obviously we're going to try and talk about the motorcycling and the moment you're in in 2020, because you had quite a roller coaster, not only this year. I mean, preparing for this interview, I was looking at everything that you have ridden, and it's like you have ridden almost everything except the Ducati, if I'm correct. Like the KTMs, the Yamahas, the Hondas, the Kawasaki's, everything basically. Suzuki also. Yeah. The only thing you haven't ridden is the Ducati. So, I mean, I wanted to ask you the differences between Kawasaki and Yamaha. I guess everybody's asking about that. But you can tell us so much about differences between all of them except the Ducati. I mean, how does it look from your point of view? I mean, all those bikes.
Yeah, I've been really lucky to ride all different bikes, and it helps with my experience. But they, it's what's nice is all of them are a bike, so they are similar, but then in their own way, they're so different. They're completely different. For example, with the Yamaha is turning so well with the chassis, but he's always a little bit, he's moving a lot, and it's difficult to exit the corner. And with the Kawasaki, the strong points are the braking, the acceleration, the stability of the bike. And this is, to be honest, it really suits my style a lot more, the Kawasaki. So, but every time you ride a new bike for the first time, you're trying to understand all these little pieces which suit this particular bike, whichever bike it is. But yeah, I never tried the Ducati, so there's the one that I didn't try.
Yeah, but how do you describe the Kawasaki is something that we usually hear from the Ducati riders in MotoGP. Stable under braking, a lot of horsepower, it's fast, but, so well, we are not going to talk about you and the Ducati. We're going to talk about you and the Kawasaki, obviously, but it's so interesting, to hear. But do you have a smile on your face when the first time you sit on a new bike? Is it still like a kid's dream, like new bike?
Honestly, I have a smile on my face, even if it's a bike I've ridden for 3 years, because every time I leave the pit lane, you go from the garage and you go down the box, down the pit lane. I'm doing the job that I always dreamed about doing. So I love riding bikes, but yeah, when it's a new bike, you're a little bit nervous because everything is new, but also it's so much fun. It's fantastic.
I mean, the smile on your face says it all. I mean, we have a smile. Everybody here has a smile. We have one guy, actually our executive producer. I don't know if I should be mentioning this, but he cannot ride the bikes anymore because he has fallen twice too many times. And his better half actually sold one of his bikes. So, but everybody here is a bike fan. And I hope you don't mind, but this is how we do interviews. We like to talk to people, not in a classical, that's why we made the man cave. But in terms of, the games, I mean, do you also, when you're exiting the pit lane, do you do it in a game also? Like this is that moment, not just a quick lap. I mean, do you have fun also in a virtual world? Like, okay, this is the moment, going out on a racetrack.
Yeah, in the virtual world, I've seen when I'm playing on the PlayStation, get so competitive with myself. I'm sat in the room by myself, I'm shouting at the television, so it certainly doesn't make me calmer. But obviously, it's great. For me, it's great to be able to play in the virtual world, but the feeling of leaving the pits and feeling the fresh air and all these sensations, you cannot compare this.
Nothing compares. I mean, when talking about bikes and cars, usually the smell is one thing that people forget. I mean, the smell you get under the helmet when you're riding the bike. It's everything else. Okay, fine. The speed, the sensation, the acceleration, but the smell.
Yeah.
And when you go to the woods and the nature.
Yeah, there's so many really cool things that you forget as well. When you don't ride for a long time, you forget all these small points, but this is why I'm excited to be riding again with the bike.
Yeah, when we'll be seeing you ride again? That's the big question nobody has answered to.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that we can ride in start of July to do some testing, and then our plan, or the World Superbike plan, is to race in Jerez after the MotoGP. So, of course, many things can happen, but hopefully this is going to happen because Jerez as well is one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, I wanted to fingers crossed. The Jerez, the racetrack. Everybody knows it. Everybody has been riding it. You said you like it. I mean, what are the expectations? I mean, you've ridden only in Australia this year, but it was some weekend. I mean, in those 3 races, like twice on a podium and a win. What was the feeling like with a new team?
Yeah, it was incredible to start with because when you do your first race, you're always a little bit cautious, and to start so strong in Australia was fantastic. It was great emotions it was my first race with them guys. So to get a win, everybody was really happy, and it's a perfect start to our relationship. Then obviously we have been stopped for so long. And then, Jerez is a track that I like, but we test many times in the winter in Jerez. All the riders of MotoGP,
everybody's testing.
We know this track so well.
But how do you win when everybody knows the racetrack? I mean, what is the secret of the victory in Jerez or similar racetrack? What is the difference at that point in time during the race weekend?
Well, what I really like about Jerez is every time you ride is different, because the temperature is changing. In the winter is really cold. Yeah. In the summer is really hot, and the grip on the track changes a lot. It can be 1 or 2 seconds allowed. So you're always trying to, it's like a different track almost. In the summer, you're trying to be really smooth. In the winter, you can just be really aggressive, and you've got lots of grip, and the lap times are really fast. So it's, even though it's the same, when you race there compared to when you test, it feels like a different place. But the 2 fast rights at the end of the track in Jerez, these are fantastic corners. When we're testing in the winter, I'm always just like a big kid doing some big slides, and team said that it's not the fastest way. I said, no, but it's the most fun.
We can tell which part of the year you like more. Like the winter testing sounds like fun. Those 2, the curves, they are Ferrari and Crivier, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And
third gear with the Superbike, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Actually, one of the memories we have of those curves is Markez, I think 2 years ago, Mark, going over some marbles and staying.
Yeah, with gravel. It was all the gravel on the inside, and he just go with elbow on the floor.
Yeah. And I was like, what did we just witness? Because that's amazing.
Yeah, he's not normal though, is he?
Oh, well, you said it. I couldn't possibly comment on that, but we have his flag. But I agree with you. What he's doing, that's super fantastic. Really, that's something we haven't seen so far. We have seen a lot of people, but that I haven't seen. I don't recall. Even Casey Stoner with the sliding in Australia and stuff like that. Valentino, obviously, but when you look at Mark, what he manages to do, that's a new norm basically for motorcycling.
Yeah. When he arrived in MotoGP, is like a new generation of rider. He push. Yeah. This is the limit. He push every time there and sometimes there. Yeah. Whereas in the past, this is the limit. Everybody just tried to go as close as possible and then race in this area. He can race here and still win the race. And he crashes 2 or 3 times a race on the front, and so impressive to watch. Even for me, it's impressive to watch him.
You actually gave me the question. As a rider, and you're leading in World Superbike Championship, like, you guys are all amazing. It's the minuscule differences, but when you're looking at him, do you think how could I do this, or not only do that, but how to go there? I mean, where he is.
Yeah, but nobody, his style, nobody can. It doesn't look like anybody else can ride in this way. But the only problem he can have is the only reason he lost to one of the world titles is riding like this. You can make some mistakes and lose some points, but he's the fastest guy. It's just if he makes some mistakes or not. But he changed. I think he changed the level of MotoGP, and the only thing is he has maybe 30 crashes every year, and I think in MotoGP you cannot have a long career like Valentino if you crash like Markez. Because I remember when Valentino was started in MotoGP with the Repsol Honda, he never crashed. Maybe one time per championship.
First year, 2 crashes in first 2 races, and that's it. Then he stopped crashing, and that was it. And until Mugello 2010, and
never crashed.
Yeah, and then you have basically a big crash, but a big crash that changed Valentino's career basically, because after that he never won a title anymore. So, and with Mark, you can already see the scars. I mean, the latest operation, the latest surgery was not so simple.
No, he struggled with that, I think. Yeah, he's been lucky. This break we have now, gives him some opportunity to. But his style is when we return, he will ride it. He has only one level. one gear.
Wheels off.
Gear. Yeah.
Wheels off. Yeah, that's it.
Wheels off.
Yeah, but
I think for him, another 10 years, it's difficult to have 30 crashes every year for another 10 years for him.
Yeah, that's very. I mean, and to maintain that level of consistency, that's what Valentino brought. Like we had Mick Doohan before him, 5 in a row. Wayne Rainey before that. Unfortunately, the accident stopped Wayne. Who knows what could have been? Then Mick with 5 titles, and then Valentino comes along and then takes it to another level. And then our theory is, our hypothesis is basically Mark and all the other kids were watching him. So if this is the norm, we need to go above that, like you said.
Yeah.
So, you know, some kid is now watching Mark probably and saying, okay, that's the norm.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, you know, in the Olympics, when they do like a running record, if a record stays here, soon as one person achieves the record, many people can go there. Is the
psychology changes.
Yeah,
mindset changes. So it's possible. Yes, it's possible. Can I just use this opportunity, because we are talking one of the greatest motorcycles of probably all time, but you're also sharing a garage with a guy that is pretty fast, and that's also an interesting. You're in a Kawasaki team that has won so many things, but obviously with Johnny, who is also amazing. Watching him, sometimes I think he doesn't get enough credit, because what he has done is really amazing. I mean, we go back to Carl Fogarty basically to talk about stuff that he has done, and in between we had some amazing champions.
Yeah, to be honest, obviously is perfect for me. I have my teammate is probably one of the best ever World Superbike riders, so I have the perfect person to learn from on the other side of the garage. But yeah, in our world, it's difficult to win a world championship, but to win 5 in a row and be as consistently strong as he has been is really impressive. And I agree, maybe he doesn't get enough credit, but he's a fantastic rider. And
we give you guys credit. You know, actually, our competitors are showing the Superbike Championship. We don't care. We mention you guys all the time because we don't care. We love motorcycling. So that's the point. And but also the question for you, you're now on a bike that has won titles. You're leading the championship. I know it's early. It's like super early. It's almost ridiculous to talk about it. But still, you know, you're wearing the number 1 at the moment.
Yeah, and obviously I joined this team with a target to try and beat Džonatana Reu. Is obvious.
It's simple as that.
It's simple as that. And of course, some weekends are going to be possible. Some weekends he's going to be a lot stronger than me. You know, last year I finished 3rd with the Yamaha, but I finished 3rd because I had a really good, consistent season. I've always been too far to challenge Džonatana, so I have to improve. But with this team around me, I believe that I have the tools to make a step forward. And, you know, it's going to be good fun because every weekend to try and challenge him is going to have to push myself to another level. And this is one of the things that I'm most excited about.
Do you feel like this is the moment, you know, you've been working for basically all these years and riding all the bikes and all the championship that you have? Like, is this the moment, you know, when things click and you say, okay, now it's up to me to do this?
Yeah, I feel quite simply for me, this is how I feel, that I have the next 2 or 3 years to try to be world champion and try to beat Džonatana Reu and whoever else for the championship.
Nice.
I have to give everything I can every day. And then after this, if I cannot win, I can say I did my best.
You gave it your best shot.
I gave it my best shot. I had a good bike with a good team, with a world champion teammate. Gave it my best shot, and then I can retire and be, you know, happy with this. But my goal is to try and win.
Yeah, when you retire, I mean, do motorcycle riders retire? I mean, do you retire from motorcycling?
But hopefully it's a long way away. But when I eventually stop, if I can say that I gave my 100%, you have to be happy with this.
I mean, that's the life philosophy. It's supposed to be for everybody. I gave it my best shot. Look, if somebody was better, okay, shake hands and that's it. Let's go do something else.
It's important. I think what you said is important to keep that mentality.
Yeah, well, but do you see yourself like going and organizing a team, being a team manager or something like that? Or do you not prefer that? Because that's a role with people, working with people, no longer working with yourself only and the machine. It's like the people-oriented person. As a team manager.
Team manager, I'm not sure. I think that I would really like to help some of the maybe the younger guys, because like you said, I've rode all the bikes, so I have a lot of experience. Some of the younger kids, I'm sure I can I can help them a lot. So
yeah, honestly, I didn't know you rode the KTM. When I saw KTM, I was like, KTM? What was it like back then? It's like, is it true? I double checked it. Like, yeah, the KTM.
Yeah, I rode the KTM in, and I don't know if you know the track in England called Cadwell Park.
Yeah, we followed the BSB, so.
Yeah, well, Cadwell Park. So what happened with the KTM story was I was at the track with my leathers, everything, but was not racing on this weekend. Yeah. And one rider had a crash and he broke his collarbone. So for the Saturday practice, they said, "Do you want to ride the bike?" Said, yeah, of course, I'll ride the bike. So I rode the KTM RC8 at the time, was in Cadwell Park. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. The only thing that I didn't like, the gearbox was really heavy and really strange. But the turning of the bike, I thought it was fantastic. So I really enjoyed it. And I can say that, and I scored some points in the BSB and it was good. I was only 19 years old then, so I was a kid. And it was good.
That was the sit and ride, basically.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
It was good.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk about KTM, the steel frame. Is it good? Is it bad? But as you said, 2 wheels.
Yeah. The problem is for KTM in MotoGP, the level of the other bikes, they're all pushing each other back to find a little bit. So it's not an easy task for KTM.
Yeah, it's really, really difficult. I mean, I presume you watch also the Sam and what he does in Moto2. Have you ever thought about, you two competing perhaps? I mean, do you even think about that way,
You know what? What we'd like to do maybe when we're a bit older is do maybe a 24-hour endurance race together. This would be cool.
Nice.
Yeah, but
Manicure, perhaps, or something like that.
He has to stay on the bike. This would be the biggest problem. Would be good to be teammates with him. Honestly, I would enjoy it.
Yeah, we get the opportunity to talk to Sam. We never get the opportunity to talk to you. So this is a lot of fun. It's a little bit strange, obviously, because you being twins, it's like I'm looking at him, but we're talking about different things. But you two are as similar as you are. You're different also. I mean, there are differences.
Yeah, of course, we look similar, but our personality is a lot different. But we are really close. We spend so much time together, and it's more stress because I have a twin brother in the same sport, and our sport is stressful, so
it is.
I have to try to help him as well. But we are lucky; we can help each other, and we can share our experiences. And when he's going good, it's nice to share. If he has a good race, it's nice for me. And if it's difficult, we can try to lift each other a little bit.
Can you help each other, like observing things, being almost a spotter, like in a NASCAR? Yeah. Like I saw this with other riders, and I saw this with you.
Yeah, we try to work like that. And it's easy because when we speak about a particular corner or a style of a rider, we understand each other very well. So it's easy to communicate. So I enjoy watching him race, but honestly, I get more nervous for him than for me.
Do you catch yourself saying like?
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. It's difficult for me to watch his races, but I feel lucky that we are both racing in the World Championship. And when we was younger, we used to have the bunk beds in the bedroom. He was above me. We stayed together every night, and we just speak about motorbikes and our dream to race on a professional level. So we are now there.
Yeah, but Sam won the Super Sport title, so one half of the dream is there already. I mean, being a world champion is a big. He was so consistent on a Yamaha. That was an amazing year for. I remember that year. I was like, wow.
Yeah, but for me, it was a fantastic for him to be world champion because he's world champion. He will be world champion forever. But he had some opportunities in the World Superbike, World Supersport, and he said to me, I don't want to stay here. Honestly, I think I can win. He when he was younger, he always wanted to be like Valentino or Mick Doohan or the 500. And I was always watching Fogarty and after Hodgson, Toseland, the guys in World Superbike. So it's quite funny now that I'm racing in World Superbike. He's in the MotoGP paddock. But he said to me, I think I can win a Grand Prix. And he went and in his second season, he won some Grand Prix. And this is, coming from a production series, this is not easy. So,
and he won on a speed up. I mean,
this makes me proud.
A super small Italian factory, like, you know, like there are some whole hospitalities that have more employees than speed up, and they won. I mean, in Moto2, that's really amazing.
Yeah, and so when he did these wins, I was really happy. I was really proud of him for this. This was cool.
Yeah, it's a long season. I hope it's going to be a long season ahead of us, you know, also for Sam. I'll try not to keep you waiting because we can talk about motorcycling forever, but I can see the plates clacking in the background. I presume lunchtime is approaching, you know, something like that.
She needs to be quiet. I said, shh.
No. I didn't say that. But anyway, I just want a couple of things, and I hope you can just give us your opinion. If I know I don't want to talk so much about Mark. I mean, we're talking to you and about Sam, but looking at Aleks and Mark in the same garage in Repsol Honda, how complex is that going to be? You know, at the same time you need to beat each other, and at the same time you need to your brothers. I mean, that's so.
I don't think anybody in the world expects Aleks to beat Mark. So I think for them is quite a nice situation. I think Mark will help Aleks. I don't think Mark would really help any other teammate, especially not Lorenzo last year. So,
yeah, that was obvious.
Yeah. So I think the atmosphere inside the garage will be nice.
Yeah.
I think Mark will want Aleks to be as fast as possible, obviously. So I think he will help him a lot. And for Aleks, I hope that I like Aleks Marquez, honestly. He won in Moto3. He won in Moto2. Yeah. So if you forget that he's Mark Marquez's brother, already he deserves to be in MotoGP. But
exactly,
because your brother is probably the best rider we have, he has a lot of expectation, and it's not easy for him. Yeah. So I hope that he has a good season because he deserves his place by himself in MotoGP. And I think Mark can help.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, he won in Moto3. He won in Moto2. He actually won the Spanish championship because before it was called the World Junior Championship. So those are 3 really big titles, especially the world titles. And if you go back through time, Dani Pedrosa won in 125cc, 250cc. Valentin obviously connected all the dots. Mark connected 125, Moto2, and MotoGP. If you look at Loris Capirossi, for instance, way back, he did that. Manuel Poggiali did it, but you know, it's not so often you get that somebody who wins the title. Lorenzo didn't win the title in 125cc. Casey never won in 250 or 125. He won in MotoGP. Yeah. But it's so difficult. It looks so simple. Like you come in Moto3 and you win. No. That's not how it works. So, as you said, if his last name wasn't Marquez, I presume we would be looking at him quite differently. Yeah. But that's like the big question. But you gave the answer. Like nobody expects him to beat Mark. But at the same time, who knows what will happen? Hey, he won in virtual MotoGP in Misano.
Exactly. So maybe if he wasn't Mark's brother, he would be on a satellite bike, and this would be less pressure. But honestly, I think he will do a good job because when he won Moto3, he had to beat Alex Rins as a teammate, and look what Alex Rins is doing now. Yeah.
And he beat Jack Miller on a Red Bull KTM, who was actually leading at that point in time.
So I think he will be. Honestly, I think he will do a good job, but it just depends what people expect. I mean, you cannot expect him to be challenging for the podium because he's going to be a rookie. And I think, Mark was really special, but I think if he can be in the top 10 and then by the end of the season maybe finish on the podium one time, I think it's good for Aleks Marquez because MotoGP is so close now.
Oh, it's almost impossible. I mean, when you look at all the bikes, even the latest version of the Aprilia, it looks really quick. And it's like, okay, so what do we expect? No, nobody knows for sure. Yamaha has improved. Everybody has improved. But wait, Superbikes. Your overview of the competition and the bikes this year. I mean, you had 3 races. You had the preseason testing. The last time we spoke with Maverick Vinales, and he told us he likes to actually sit and watch other bikes and then give the feedback to the engineers what the other bikes are doing. Do you also do that? I mean,
you can watch on television or you can look at the data, but when you're in the slipstream of another bike, then you really feel the difference. You really understand, because then you understand what the rider is doing and what is coming from the bike. Because, Mark Marquez, he makes the Honda look like the best bike.
But it's...
every year, maybe 1 or 2 years has been a good bike, but not if you just look at the results, you would say Honda was the best, but I don't think it's true. So
Cal is no slouch, and he couldn't handle it.
I love Cal as well, though. He's a for us British guys, he's a character. He says exactly what he thinks, and every year he has 2 or 3 amazing races.
Yeah,
he's a great character.
Yeah, but I cut you off. I apologize for that. As you said, once you're in the slipstream, so you basically see what's going on.
Yeah, you see what's going on. You see how the bike is, when you're in the corner, if he's turning more or less than your bike, or on the acceleration. And in World Superbike now, we have factory Honda team is back. Yamaha is already strong, and Ducati is strong. So we have some good manufacturers. BMW is improving. So there's quite a lot of really good bikes, lots of good riders. And I hope that when we do start, the races are going to be really close and good for the fans to watch on the television anyway. Of course, maybe they won't not be at the track.
Yeah, but look at Alvaro. I mean, what he did, you almost thought the season is done. But Johnny was like, no, it's not done.
But I think, maybe it's not good to say it, but really Alvaro lost the championship last year instead of Jonathan winning the championship. But this is Johnny. He's fast every week, every condition, wet, any condition. And if he cannot win, he finishes second. If he cannot finish his second, he finishes third, which is never. He's always first or second.
Yeah, which reminds us obviously of Mark. But you know how we call him, Johnny Reu? Johnny Relentless.
Yeah, he's relentless.
He doesn't stop.
I don't know if you understand this saying, but I have a big shovel also. So this year, when I'm there and he keeps going, I'm going to keep going as well.
Oh, that's super perfect. Well, Aleks, I don't want to keep you holding. You gave us half an hour. I apologize if it was a bit longer, but we have we're kids. This is an actual helmet of our friend. He also cannot use it. It's not from our executive producer. He fell. It's like the broken helmet. And his wife also said, that was it, buddy. That's it for you. So we love motorcycles. If you ever, and we don't have to shoot anything, are nearby, Balkans, Belgrade, whatever, you always have a place to come and play games. I mean, exercise.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And hopefully we have some racing soon, so we can me and you, as a fan, we can watch some good races.
That would be amazing, and trust me, we're going to be watching all the races wherever there's asphalt.
This weekend coming, the AMA Motor America is racing.
Yeah, actually, if I have big black circles around my eyes, we were actually doing the NASCAR race last night, which is midnight to 6:25 CET. So that it was a night shift, but it was great, 600 miles, and their guys are pushing it 180 miles on a slow track.
Yeah, but Americans, any sport that they do just looks cool, and it looks good fun. So
yeah, it was really fun. Anyway, hope you have a nice day. Hope you have a great season. We're going to be watching you. We're also be going to cheering a little bit more for you. Well, we got to know you, so keeping our fingers crossed for the races, and hope to see you and meet you in person one day.
Yeah, that would be great, guys. Look after yourselves, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Thank you. You too. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thanks.